Restored Republic via a GCR. Update as of Friday, October 15, 2021. Compiled Friday, October 15, 2021, 12:01 a.m. EDT by Judy Byington, MSW, LCSW, therapist, journalist, author. 22 Faces, Inside the Extraordinary Life of Jenny Hill and Her 22 Multiple Personalities. The storm is upon us, Edward Snowden. My next piece is called, Nothing Can Stop What's Coming. President Donald Trump. Judy note, soon global currency reset funds would be released and GCR announced, while the general public could exchange foreign currency at the new international rates, though it was unknown as to the exact time and date, dependent upon world events. Redemption Center staff was on a 1-hour call alert and banks were no longer offering foreign currency for sale, meaning we were very close. Monday 11th of October, the Starlink system was completed and integrated and the military was now on the new system. We could be on it by mid-November. On Friday morning 15th of October at 3 a.m. EST, bond payments should resume and adjudicated settlements could pay out, and would be paying out for about a month. Sometime over the weekend Tier 4B notifications should go out. Monday 18th of October could be the start of exchanges. On Saturday 16th of October, Australia would declare their freedom from the UK. Restored Republic. The storm is upon us. A great red wave started on Monday 11th of October and ends Thursday 11th of November. Done in 30 days. Soon a Trump Twitter should be activated. The most awaited tweet in history posted, Trump 17,000 tweet. A lot of events will happen within those 30 days, market crash / blackouts / revelations / military takeover / final lockdown / mass arrests. The most epic 30 days of our lives. The very end of the movie will be 11/11, when finally everyone will be unified. All criminals exposed and arrested. Stay calm, trust the plan, enjoy the show. You'll love how this movie ends. Trump plus Q, The Great Awakening. Be white hats behind the scenes. On September 23, 2021, Freedom Watch's Citizens Grand Jury indicted Joe Biden for manslaughter, treason and other felonies. Charges included, negligent homicide, involuntary manslaughter, reckless endangerment, death of vulnerable children, seditious conspiracy, and treason. Biden's deadly and reckless crimes resulted in the deaths of 7 Afghan children, 13 American servicemen and many others. Whiplash 347 on blackout. The power to whole entire world will switch off briefly to install our new Starlink satellite internet, folks. They are all up above Australia too. Beta version is ready to go. 7,500 times as fast as we have secret space programs controlled. Guardians of the Galaxy. United States Space Force, who only became known in 2018. Quantum Starlink is going to control many new systems on this planet. All the old will be gone very shortly. This is how we get new internet, free energy, med beds, new voting systems, your quantum ISO coins. In late December they started testing. Israel was switched off for 30 minutes, then in January they tested by turning 10 countries off at once. Don't think I have seen any since. Just large internet outages. GCR ceases all aggressive U.S. government military actions worldwide and establishes peace throughout the world. How do you stop wars? By taking away the capacity of having them. Tunnels / dumps / nuclear reactors / major dams. Removing the ability to traffic. Majority of any form of trafficking happens below the ground. Earthquakes, rise of God, oil and gas fields / refineries etc. being blown up. The global military operation to shut down Bitcoin mining, which was invented by CIA, UK royals, Rothschild, Guthrie Castle and put mainly in the hands of CCP for nefarious activities. Q Save the World shows you US vs China tech war and shows a nuke being launched out of a large water body. Saving Israel for last has multiple meanings. The Khazarian/Bolsheviks own Big Pharma, but it is in Wuhan. Just like Gates and Soros have the two labs in Wuhan. Rise of God will be whacking Big Pharma. That will certainly hammer the market. This is how we get given 6,000 cures, medbeds etc. This is why POTUS told us all hospital equipment will be obsolete. Thursday 14th of October message from John F. Kennedy Jr., Patriots, I understand you're tired and worn out. We all are. But, I can tell you that public awakening is happening fast. Biden is getting crushed daily. I want Trump back just as bad as the rest of you. Rest assured, I have never promoted people to just sit at home and pray for a miracle. I believe we all must get involved in taking back our country. It was never going to be easy to squeeze out of the jaws of a century-old cabal, but together we can do it. Not giving in. We will prevail. Our time is now. Now you can own 25 Trump coins for special promotion of $130. But at any moment, a skyrocket will happen, possibly to $10. See, Border Crisis. Border Patrol documents obtained by Fox News show that since March the Biden administration has released at least 160,000 illegal immigrants into the U.S., often with little to no supervision, including since August, a broad use of limited parole authorities to make more than 30,000 eligible for work permits. Fox News, House Republican warns Bagram prisoners released by Taliban could try U.S. entry via porous southern border. Wars and rumors of wars crisis: China and Russia on Thursday kicked off a joint naval drill in the Sea of Japan with some of the two countries' most powerful warships, including China's Type 055 large destroyer. Beirut, heavy gunfire in Beirut as Hezbollah supporters protest blast investigator, at least one dead. Armed clashes erupted in Beirut Thursday during a protest against the lead judge investigating last year's massive blast in the city's port. At least one person has been killed and several were wounded as the protest fatally escalated. AFP, horrific footage shows chaotic scenes with sniper gunfire echoing out while a man lies critically injured in a pool of blood. Global financial collapse crisis: Israel issues warning to economy after hospital cyber attack, Bloomberg. Cryptocurrencies such as #Bitcoin could trigger a financial meltdown unless governments step forward with tough regulations, warns Bank of England Deputy Sir John Cunliffe, Guardian. Turkey, Erdogan removes 3 top names from the central bank via decree. Turkey's lira drops to a new record low. Putin, U.S. is killing dollar as reserve currency by weaponizing sanctions and uncontrolled money printing. It seems to me that the United States is making a very big mistake by using the dollar as a sanctions instrument. By preventing payment in dollars for the sanctioned products, Putin told CNBC's Hadley Gamble during Russian Energy Week. Countries facing U.S. penalties, like Russia, have no other choice. We are simply forced to switch to settlements in other currencies, he added. Gamble had asked about the possibility of using cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin to sell oil and gas, something Putin welcomed in principle but said it was too early, citing crypto's volatility. Russia is happy to use dollars in energy trade, for now, and has plans to ditch the US dollar entirely, Putin noted, but if the policy of the American authorities continues, then we will not have to do anything. The US will itself undermine confidence in the dollar. Whiplash 347 Future financial system, do your own research. Moving from oil, gas and traditional electricity to metals, green technology, wireless electric. On the news right now, petrol and diesel vehicles will be banned by 2025. They are saying Australia will be the dumping ground for petrol and diesel cars. Now learn how the Bitcoin/crypto mining it is going and moving to green technology. USA vs China technology war. You say the world tells you. Not just about crypto and the new quantum financial system. The whole lot is connected. Quantum systems, Whiplash 347, quantum financial system, voting system, healing, physics etc. Everything is going quantum, hence why POTUS all hospital equipment will be obsolete. Blow me down. Hospitals and cancer treatments are being cyber-attacked worldwide and being shut down. They are shutting down elective surgeries because we have med beds coming. Join the dots. New quantum financial system, ISO 20022 regulation. Only coins that pass international regulation stay. 99.5% of them do not survive, including Bitcoin, when the servers get turned off under the Three Gorges Dam. Then new elections using this technology worldwide, electing governments 10% the size of what they are after military has made them all stand down. How this all goes together is amazing. The economy, Whiplash 347, 1950s prices after the economy crashes. 1776 common law for all. 1955 prices, suppressed, in quantum technologies. Last year I asked John if he had driven the 2020 Dodge Demon. His answer was that is old technology. Once the storm is done, go stations. We are going back to 1950s prices, the years of the Great American. So any prices you see on current Tesla models disregard. Dangers of cryptocurrencies and stablecoin. The IMF has a serious problem with stablecoin Tether, potential risk of contagion to global financial system. The IMF does not currently see cryptocurrencies as a risk to the global financial system, although ironically some of them are designed to replace that system one day. What the IMF is concerned about is the growing market value of stablecoins and especially how the price of such a coin is supported. Stablecoins are crypto that closely track the price of fiat coins, such as the dollar or the euro. They are purchased with fiat money and exchanged on crypto exchanges for digital coins or other crypto services. Tether, USDT, a dollar stablecoin, has a market value of $68.7 billion at the time of writing. The stablecoins, which are the backbone of crypto investing for many investors, are increasingly being targeted by regulators and other institutions. In its annual Global Financial Stability Report this month, the IMF wrote that Tether does not pose a systematic threat to the international financial system. But risks of using the stablecoin need to be closely monitored. There must be global standards for such digital assets to counter a contagion risk across markets, the IMF believes. Why are Tether and other stablecoins so dangerous? According to the IMF, the report states that stablecoins pose a potential risk to markets because they are regulated differently, if at all, in different regions of the world. The total market value of stablecoins has grown from 20 to more than $120 billion in 1 year, thanks in part to the stock market boom and COVID stimulus packages. Due to the expanding market value, the differences in local regulation and the weak spots of stablecoins would have more and more consequences, the IMF reasons. The first of those problems the international institution calls poor disclosure. According to the IMF, it is not always clear how the price of a Tether is supported. Indeed, the developers of Tether have maintained for years that each of their coins is backed by $1 in the bank. That later turned out not to be true. According to an auditor from the Cayman Islands, where Tether's bank is said to be located, the crypto company's reserves actually consist of tradable securities, some kind of debt. Jerome Powell, the chairman of the U.S. Federal Reserve, once told Congress that such commercial papers are not really a guarantee of liquidity. Particularly in times of a financial crisis, it would be particularly risky to rely on such securities. Powell also noted that stablecoins need to be better regulated. What does the IMF propose? The IMF believes stablecoins could fall victim to massive sales during difficult financial times, which could affect the entire global financial system due to their massive market value. To back up that argument, the IMF points to the fiasco surrounding the failed launch of stablecoin Iron, which collapsed in June, along with a major investment from noted crypto bull Mark Cuban. These so-called bank runs can lead to the massive sale of commercial paper that makes up Tether's reserves, which in turn can lead to a shortage of liquidity, causing people to lose money. While individuals will be affected first, the stablecoin system has not yet had an impact on the current financial order, the IMF notes. But that could change at any moment, especially when too much crypto is bought on the same crypto exchange, the IMF thinks. Pressure on such a crypto exchange or harmful hack could cause the stablecoin network to collapse like a house of cards, the international institution thinks. However, the IMF is not thinking about too strict regulation or ban on stablecoins. The organization wants regulators to better research stablecoins and come up with a regulation that can ensure investors know exactly how their coins are backed. If you look at the market cap of stablecoins, you will see that they are made up of some of the largest offshore money market funds. They are certainly not small fish, concludes IMF Money Market Director Tobias Adrian. GA cyber attacks: Whiplash 347. Radiation therapy shut down. See Queensland and Victorian hospitals cyber attacked. All elective surgeries permanently stopped. Many hospitals in USA are being attacked but not in media. Many in Europe. Radiation treatments disrupted after cyber attack on software vendor. The Swedish radiology software provider Elekta has suffered a cyber attack that forced it to take its cloud storage system offline. International shipping crisis: Moody's warns of dark clouds ahead for the global supply chain as 77% of the world's largest ports face backlogs. The credit rating agency said disruptions will get worse before they get better. Earth Alliance and Patriot News: Why is the Biden-Harris regime intentionally tanking the supply chain? By J.D. Rucker. Yes, it's complex, but the solutions are simple. We need more bodies. We need people working on ports, in warehouses, and behind the wheels of trucks to get the supplies out to the stores so people can buy them. It's as easy as doing what America has always done, just more and faster. That takes money, but the millions it would take to fix it are small compared to the billions or trillions in economic losses the country will experience in the coming weeks if they don't do something about it. Here's my take for the J.D. Rucker Show, followed by Art Moore's report from WND News Center. https://www. newscenter.org/ Everything is breaking down. Supply crisis grows 2 months after Biden vowed to fix it. Everything is breaking down. Supply crisis grows 2 months after Biden vowed to fix it. A shortage of just about everything is looming ahead of the holiday season as more than 150 container ships wait off the coast of California and rail yards clog up due to a shortage of port workers and truckers. President Biden assured Americans on August 11 that these bottlenecks and price spikes will reduce as our economy continues to heal, appointing a port envoy who would work with Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Biden said at the time that his administration was bringing together the port operators, shipping lines, the labor unions, trucking companies, railroads, and others to speed up the port's operations. But the Washington Post, which endorsed Biden in 2020, reported in an in-depth feature https://t co/9G2umst1G MP equals 1 greater than the commercial pipeline that each year brings $1 trillion worth of toys, clothing, electronics and furniture from Asia to the United States is clogged and no one knows how to unclog it. On Monday, Senator Tom Cotton, Republican Arkansas, said the supply chain disruption is a crisis. This will impact every American, especially those who can least afford it, he wrote on Twitter. It's past time for President Biden and Pete Buttigieg to explain what they're doing about this. Cotton said Biden chose Buttigieg as transportation secretary even though he was completely unqualified, and now the former South Bend, Indiana, mayor is absent during a transportation crisis that is hurting working-class Americans. Buttigieg has said in recent interviews that it's an incredibly complicated situation, but the government is holding virtual roundtables with port operators, labor unions and private companies. Nevertheless, he told MSNBC last Thursday, the challenges will continue, not only going into the next year or two, but going into the long term. The supply chain shut down. The supply chain is only so big, and that disruption is what we're feeling today. We're trying to force more cargo through the supply chain and it's only so big and so resilient, Lynch explained. Buttigieg believes the Democrats' $3.5 billion infrastructure plan would help address the crisis, but Lynch said the problem stems more from a lack of workers than a lack of resources. Lynch pointed out that ports are now dealing with double the number of backlogged containers. We've literally gone from 300 miles of containers last summer to 600 miles. That's a big deal, and it's creating congestion. We need to find ways to move the cargo, Lynch said. Everything is breaking down. The Washington Post reported the median cost of shipping a standard container from China to the U.S. West Coast hit a record $20,586. That's nearly twice what it cost in July, which was twice what it cost in January, according to the Freightos Index. Consumers are confronting higher prices and shortages of cars, children's shoes and exercise gear, as the holiday shopping season looms, the Post said. The paper quoted Brian Burke, chief growth officer at Seco Logistics, warning the problem is going to get worse again before it gets better. Global supply chains are not built for this. Everything is breaking down, he said. The real news for Thursday, 14th of October: China, deadly typhoon Kompasi batters Hong Kong, grips southern China. Incredible time-lapse footage shows the extent of the typhoon's power as it hit the island earlier on Wednesday. It's the second major tropical storm to lash Hong Kong in a week, with the city's meteorological agency recording gusts of up to 120 km per hour, 75 miles per hour. Taiwan, huge fire breaks out in Taiwan's Kaohsiung. It's reported around 24 people have been hospitalized, 3 in critical condition, Global Times. New technologies: Trump plus Q awakening world, flying electric cars are coming real soon. Also new electric autopilot airplanes. This is why you'll see lots of airlines staying on the ground so they can switch everything to the new planes. The UK is building the world's first airport for flying cars. Medbeds: Whiplash 347, the cyber world is having their last hurrah. Quantum internet protected above by secret space programs is virtually unhackable. I guess like all hospital equipment they become obsolete. POTUS did say that all hospital equipment to become obsolete. No more chemo and radiation. Israel is last right. Big Pharma. No more medical research. 6,000 cures. Med beds. Whiplash 347. There will be 3 types of med beds. I know one of them reverses vaccine damage. If you have any children on the spectrum, they will reverse this too. Everything will be cured. Cancer, motor neuron diseases like MND, MS, cerebral palsy etc. 6,000 cures are coming in one big hit. Judy note, I do not now, nor have I ever, received monies for writing my updates and articles. The compensation has been in having outlets to help save the children by exposing truths about the very secretive satanic ritual abuse, pedophilia and child sacrifice that was rampant in our international society. The above was a summary of information from the internet. It would be up to the reader to do their own research and decide whether or not it was valid. I will send the SafeLink website out when I find out what it is. Plus it will be posted on several dinar websites. It is my understanding that by linking into the SafeLink website it will generate a non-disclosure agreement to sign in order to obtain redemption/exchange appointments. After signing that non-disclosure I will be unable to email, post or talk to anyone about the exchange process for 90 days. So I will be going silent and taking those 90 days to get my humanitarian project organized and going. This is not a goodbye. I expect to be working with many of you in the near future. I can't tell you how much I have enjoyed getting to know you. You will remain in my heart forever. A huge thank you to those dedicated and brave intel providers who wished to remain unknown, to our angel Martha who worked 24/7 to expose what's really going on, to humble Wildfire Lady who is adept at exposing the truth, to Brad who does great research, to Bonnie B who exposes the underlying causes of what is really happening, and to Ken who uncovers almost unlimited intel on pedophilia to help us save the children. Let us thank you that the reset has finally come to be. I wish you well in your humanitarian efforts and look forward to seeing you on the other side where together, we will make life better for all. Patience is a virtue. Having virtue is a sign of a good moral being. Good moral beings have the power to overcome evil and change the world. And, we will, Judy.